Hey everyone, Geeky here with more Longest Journey. Last time we got paid by Stanley and learned he was an asshole. And we got the hint that there is a very good chance, but since it's the game we all know this is where it actually is, that Cortez is at this art gallery called with this show called Growing Pains. I mentioned last episode that this episode would probably be long because of the two scenes I'd be the two different scenes I'd be showing. Actually, thinking back on it a little bit more, I think there's a little bit more I have to do before we get to that point, so I don't think that's going to happen yet. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. So I'm pretty sure it's not going to be this episode. It might not even be next episode. But as soon as I know we're getting close, I'll be sure to warn you, and it probably will be a longer episode. Unless I happen to save, like, right before everything goes down and I can make it really fast. But I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Alright, so, only thing we have left to do here is talk to Emma.
Settle this one for us, April. When did Roindale release Sidetracked?
'04, right after the Morning Star exile, those sons of bitches.
With blood on their boots, yeah. Told you so, Marcus.
You said '03.
I was closer than you. '07, and you call yourself a fan.
I don't.
Did you speak with Zach today?
Why?
He was upset. Called you a stuck-up bitch.
He what? You gotta be kidding me. I wasn't even that rude to him.
He thinks so. So that even if you came crawling to his door, he wouldn't give you the time of day. Said you called him an asshole.
Oh, God. I really don't know when to shut my mouth, do I?
Who cares? It's Zach. He hates you, so what? No great loss.
That's true.
So what else is going on? What are you doing this afternoon?
So a few things. One about just the music and sound. It turns out I'd been using the tweaks. I have my recording software called OBS has the ability to make your microphone and the game different volumes, and it turned out I'd been using it not completely wrong, but slightly wrong. So this is sort of a new setting, so I hope it's not too loud. And hopefully I don't have to do it all over again. Unless it's really bad, I probably won't, and I guess we'll see what happens. But on to the actual dialogue. Two things. One, Zach is an asshole. April is just saying what literally everyone else is thinking. And if I had the option to kick him in the balls, then I would have done that. Because, you know, women gotta get their fantasy somewhere. That's a big one, kicking assholes in the balls. Two. I love the fact that Emma and Marcus are having this argument, and Emma asks April information, and then turns to Marcus and says, "See, I was less wrong," and says, "And you call yourself a fan?" And he says, "I don't." And she goes, and she just turns away from him and turns to April and just basically ignores him. And I fucking love that. Like, okay, whatever, we're done arguing. My friend's here now. I could care less about you. Go sit in a corner until I'm done. And I love that. I think it's so cute. Just a sweet little moment where you can see that no matter what Emma's like dating wise, at the end of the day, if she has to choose between her dating and her friends, she's always going to choose her friends. Or at least April. But I mean, I would choose April too, so.
Actually, I came by to see if I could find Cortez.
What's with you and this guy? You'd rather spend time with him than us?
I have to find out what the message means.
Don't look at me. I don't know anything except what I already told you. Ask Charlie. He spoke with Cortez earlier.
And there's your hint, if you hadn't figured it out yet, to go look at the poster by the jukebox. You talk to Charlie, he'd tell you.
What are you doing?
Staying here. What else? I'm meeting a friend later, but that's not until 9. We're waiting for Isabel and then we're gonna eat. But I guess you're not hungry.
No.
Figures. I don't know why I even bother asking.
I'm never quite sure if I've never quite been sure what's going on there. Is April just like, ugh, I don't want to be out with people, which I kind of actually buy. I very much see April as an introvert who has very few friends, Charlie and Emma basically, and is one of those people who doesn't actually really do acquaintances. She has a couple close friends, and even acquaintances are rare for her. She's much more she's not an outgoing personality, and I think she prefers it that way. I think that's I don't know if that's meta or if that's just headcanon. It's one of those ones where it kind of blurs the line, but that's how I've always seen her. Because do I understand that? There's very few things I am more uncomfortable with than meeting a bunch of strangers that I don't know and being forced to make small talk with them. Not to say you shouldn't do that ever, because I mean, hell, I'm gonna do it in like just a little over a week. I'm gonna go hang out with basically a bunch of people I've never met before in real life, and only a couple of them that I've talked to on a regular basis online. So that'll be an interesting experience for me. Terrifying, but interesting. But yeah, so I think I very much see April as an introvert who, when given the option to go out and eat with Emma and a couple friends, is probably going to choose no, because I think if it were just Emma, she'd probably say yes, but I don't think. And I can sort of understand that. Plus, I mean, April's a poor college student, and I mean, she got like $350 for what, like at best a week's worth of work, at probably 2 weeks worth of work. She doesn't have money to be going out to eat, Emma. I do not miss the poor college student days, man.
Who's this friend you're meeting later? Don't tell me it's that guy you were out with last night.
Are you gonna tell me I shouldn't get involved with men like him?
No, of course not. I'm not your... You don't need me to tell you that, Emma.
Well, I wish you would, 'cause you're right. I shouldn't, he's a bastard. But he's so cute and charming and, you know, very good in bed. I just can't help myself. But he's not a keeper, don't worry about that. It's just this thing, just a fling.
And I think I mentioned this in passing before, but I'm never quite sure what to do about Emma's personality that they give here. She's supposed to be crazy fun, which I get. She seems like a lot of fun. Like I would fucking love hanging out with Emma. The game has very little time to try to get you to know April's world and her friends and her families before shit starts going down. Because I mean, that's how it is for all games and movies and TV shows where they have shit going on. Is you have to try to get things, you have to try to get stuff set up, and you have to do it fast so you can get the story moving. You can't just faff about. Adventure games kind of can a little bit, but even then, things move forward eventually. And so they're trying very hard to give you as much personality with these characters as they can cram into it. So you know, I think specifically so you can know what April's life was like before shit started happening. But in doing that, I'm still not 100% sure what they're trying to do with Emma. Like, Charlie seems very sweet and nice, and that's easy to come across. And Emma, like I said, seems very fun. Like, she'd be really super fun to hang out with. But then you get this whole dating thing, and I don't know, I just end up very, very confused about it, because I can never figure out, like, I'm very confused about it, because it always comes across as slightly slut-shamey. There's this vague undertone. Hell, even when Emma talks about herself, when Fiona and April talk about her, when Charlie talks about her, there's this constant sense of Emma is not doing things she should be doing, and specifically in regards to men. And it's always rubbed me the wrong way personally, because I feel like like I said, it comes across as a little bit slut-shamey, and I don't think they really need to have that in there. I think there are other ways to get across a fun, super fun personality, outgoing, really popular, especially with guys, sort of thing. And I, I can't tell if I did look up a little bit of the stats, and there is only one writer credited. But again, I'm gonna pshaw at that because it's never just one writer with something like this. He definitely had people helping him. It's too big, but he is the credited as the main one, so we'll go there. But I've never and this is a big personality trait. We've seen it come up on again and again and again and again. So I would believe that Ragnar did have a hand in this. So I've never quite been able to tell what Ragnar Turnquist is trying to do with this. Is this like I don't know. I'm very confused about this, and I don't like it, and it's always rubbed me the wrong way, and it just feels very judgy, and I don't particularly enjoy it, and I think they could have done without it. But let's move on. Let's move on instead of me getting stuck going. I just being confused.
Mind if I ask you some questions, Emma?
Like, I don't tell you everything that's going on anyway? Of course you can ask me questions. Like, duh.
Sorry, I got distracted by I was taking a drink. All right, Emma.
What's your, take on Cortez?
My take on Cortez. What's that, like a diplomatic way of saying what the F is this guy's glitch?
Sure. Let's go with that one.
You know, I think Cortez is a barrel of laughs. In a good way. Everybody thinks they got him all figured out, you know? Like he's the resident weirdo. But I know that just ain't true. I've talked with Cortez, and the guy is brilliant. He's weird, yeah, and he's up in the clouds, and I think he believes in aliens, which is cool. But girl, he's smart. I mean, I'm not talking professor smart here. I'm talking real life, seen it all, been there, done that, smart. Useful smart. Experienced smart. And, ooh, I gotta tell you, the guy's cultured. Ask him about anything. Art, music, movies, books. He's current on most topics, which scares me, because it seems he's always just, I don't know, hanging around doing nothing. He rarely goes anywhere. And it's like he's waiting for something. Or someone.
Yeah, maybe Jerry Garcia.
You're bad. No, I don't think he's a doper. I mean, listen to the guy. What he says may sound a little out there, but the way he says it... No, he's not on Amethyst, that's for sure. And one more thing. He is cute.
He's what?
Cute.
Emma, he's like 60.
Did you ever see his eyes? Those are not the eyes of an old man. And so what if he's 60? He's better looking than most of the guys I date, and so much nicer.
Then I think you've been swimming in the shallow end of the gene pool for too long, Emma. I mean, come on, a 60-year-old screwball with a ponytail and an exotic accent? Hello?
Well, we'll see.
I'm gonna have to agree with April here, Emma. Yeah, maybe you need to take, like, yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with April on here. I do not consider Cortez a catch at all. Especially not since he's creeping out your best friend. I mean, that alone should immediately, like, set him off your list of men I would fuck.
Did you speak with Charlie today?
Yeah, for a few minutes. Why?
Nothing. Just wondered is all.
April, did he say anything to you at all?
About what?
About... nothing. I mean, I don't know anything. Which isn't true because I don't lie, but he... Ugh, forget it. If we were having this conversation in a movie, I'd be going, like... Shit, girl, get your act together, open your eyes! But I don't think that's a good idea. Not in real life. Because real life has a nasty habit of hurting people's feelings.
I have... I'm sure it's terribly shocking, but I have thoughts and feelings about this whole... about Charlie having a crush on April and whatever does or doesn't happen in the future. But obviously, since I'm doing this non-spoilery and you have no idea what does or doesn't happen in the future, I can't get into it. There is one scene eventually that I think would be a good place to talk about a little bit, but it's a ways down the road. But we'll get there eventually, and I think that'll be a good one to kind of discuss a little bit about why mostly I am ambivalent about this part, but for one particular thing I tend to really not like it. This whole Charlie crush, but that's for probably hours and hours and hours and hours down the road.
Did you finish your sculpture for the exhibit?
Pretty much. I'm happy with it, and I know that if I go back and keep working on it, I'll just kill it. So I think I'll leave it alone. You?
You know what? Don't ask. I'm praying it'll finish itself one of these days.
Sure. Could happen. It could so happen. But I wouldn't count on it.
I'll have it ready in time.
Yes, you will, or I'll kick your ass so hard that you'll...
Okay, I got it. Thanks for the inspiration. Thanks, Emma.
Thanks for what? For talking to you? Girlfriend, what the hell is the matter with you? Snap out of it.
I do love the little nudge there of, people wouldn't normally be asking shit like that. It's kind of weird. I'm also a little annoyed that we get so little questions for Emma, whereas, I'd like to know more about her. We know she's doing sculpture, but what about her home life? We know about Charlie's home life. We got hints about April's home life, but what about Emma's? And I think Emma kind of gets the short end of the stick in this beginning parts, where she kind of gets a little bit shafted, and I think it's a little bit unfair. But it is what it is, so we just have to go with it.
I gotta run.
See you around, stranger.
Alright, and we're done here. Yay, we get to leave. Mr. Geeky is giving me shit yesterday because I basically spent an entire all my longest journey ones have all been about 30 minutes, and I'm thinking that's probably what I'm going to stick to at this point. Mr. Geeky was giving me shit because basically the entire 30 minutes was spent staring at a wall, because that was where I was talking about the history of adventure games and shit, and I was like, you know what, shut up. I was like they were pretty walls. But yeah, no, I do spend a lot of time talking, which was not originally the plan, but it is what it is, and I'm enjoying it, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. So you guys should hear some of my first takes where I go, oh my god, I've been talking so much, I need to stop, and I'll oftentimes just start the recording over because it's fucking ridiculous. Alright, so I want to head back to the border house. I think we're gonna head back to the border house, double check, and make sure there's nothing extra to do there. I can think of at least one thing I can go ahead and do. Oh, we never read the diary for April. Okay, so we'll do that real quick. It turns out that where kids visualize their dreams is an exhibition called Growing Pains at the Roma Gallery. That's down by the Watertown Bridge in West Venice, too far to walk. I have to take the subway. It's an exhibition of work by inner city kids, and I guess the theme's dreams, which by some strange twist of fate is what everything is about today. So the Roma Gallery it is. Can't say I'm looking forward to it. Senor Cortez is just a little too creepy for comfort, but I'm in desperate need of some answers, so bye-bye to choice, hello destiny. Oh, April, you got no friggin' clue. Alright, so... oh, Rubber Ducky, you're the one. You make this game just far less fun, Rubber Ducky. Rubber Ducky, Rubber Ducky. Rubber Ducky is part of the really obnoxious puzzle I mentioned earlier. I know that's spoilery, but I mean, I have to throw a lot of shade at the
Clank?
ducky. Clank?
The grill is almost completely submerged in that And I use this term quite liberally. Liquid. The grill is... I still haven't figured out... I don't know what that chain's for, but it's connected to some kind of mechanism at the bottom of the canal.
Oh, don't touch it with your bare hands. Oh, it was in that water. Oh. I looked at this last time.
It's a plastic-coated clothesline.
Uh.
It's a plastic...
Oh, I did, by the way, figure out how to switch through things. Look at this. Whee! It's A and S, by the way. Just don't press D, or maybe it's F, because then something pops up on the screen and I can't figure out how to make it go away. So, not great. Okay. Oh, I think I might have pressed it. Maybe it's F I have to press. I don't know. I'm trying to keep my fingers away because I don't want to accidentally press anything. Okay, so let's get to the subway. Let's get to the subway. Gonna get to the subway. We're 20 minutes in.
I know that duck. Bon voyage, ducky!
Bon voyage, ducky. We hardly knew ye. Alright, let's get some subway.
It's a gene scanner.
It's a nightmare. Alright. Here, I'll tell, here she'll argue with me.
Just in case.
Yeah, just argue with me then. Whatever. Oh. Oh, I thought it broke for a minute. Oh, geez. I was like going, oh, shit, man. This is only like the third time I've tried this recording, and I'm gonna be pissed. But no, it just freaked out for a minute.
$15 subtracted from cash card. You are now free to travel on all Metro Line subways for exactly 1 week. And remember, genetic forgery is a federal crime. Keep your genes clean. Have a nice day.
How would you even do that? Oh, my bad. Well, that's Mr. Geeky's fault. He did that one. Mr. Geeky, what are you doing? Why are you ruining things?
I've already paid for a week's passage.
What more do you want from me?
I've already paid for a week's passage.
Alright. Let's see.
There's a high voltage cable running parallel with the rail, and something's gotten stuck between them. It looks like a large iron key.
Does it look like a large iron key I need? Because I think it does.
Looks like a large iron key. I'd have to get down there to reach it with my hands, but with that frayed high voltage cable... I didn't brush my teeth this morning just so I could be fried bacon with a pretty smile. I'll have to find some other way to get the key.
Oh, I love you, April.
I'll have to find some other way to get the key. I can't reach down far enough.
Well, why not, April? Why not?
No point fishing without a hook. I won't be able to pull the key back up.
Well, I mean, you could try. You could make like a loop.
No point fishing without a hook. I won't be able to pull the key back up. When I was a wee lass, I tried fishing a couple of times in the pond behind my house, but I never caught anything. I hope my luck's improved. Obviously, this is not gonna work. Clamp's already closed.
I like that it took you trying, though, to figure that out. I mean, technically, I guess you could say it took me that, but I knew that already. I'm just trying to see how many different ways I can have her tell me, this isn't gonna work, dumbass. Also, there's that clicking noise again.
Gonna work.
I've noticed it pops up in different places, and I don't think it's always the same place every time. Alright, let's get in the train.
Sweet old ladies just ain't what they used to be. Sweet old ladies just ain't what they used to be.
Product placement.
Yeah, well, that is pretty rad, isn't it? Yeah, well, that is pretty rad, isn't it?
Little TVs in here.
The screen really is ubiquitous. There's no escape anywhere.
I mean, I can't say it would be horrible to have a screen on a train, because I guess though there'd be no sound. Oh, there's like stuff going on. Oh, I think that's like real people they just took video
The
of.
screen really is ubiquitous.
Interesting. Boats, and it looks like we're watching something fly, and then explosions. And now we're in the desert. And how long does this loop for? I don't want to stand here forever doing this. Now there's buildings being bombed. Awesome. Soldiers. Wounds being... Okay, this is where I started watching it and got distracted. Wow, it's nice to know that 200 years in the future we're still doing that bullshit. I mean, let's be honest. We all know that's where we're currently headed at this rate. So, hey. That's an awesome, depressive note we're not going to end on. This is the map. It, as you can see, very, it's very simple. There's not much need for a lot of things.
Newport Transit Systems.
There's more of those pants, skirt things. I can't figure out if they're supposed to be pants, if they're a futuristic style. What the hell's going on with it?
Another victim of Amethyst. Another victim of Amethyst. Poor guy's drugged out on Amethyst. They say the first motor function to suffer is always rhythm. Poor guy's drugged out on Amethyst. Big sound from such a small box.
Oh, do you remember boomboxes? I don't think boomboxes even exist anymore.
Big sound from such a The Roma Gallery. Maybe one day I'll have my own show here.
We could only dream.
Roma Gallery.
Is it just you'd rather have it anywhere, or is the Roma Gallery special for some reason? That's what I would like to know.
Hello, sir? Sir? I'll just leave my ticket here then, shall I? Yes. Yes, I guess I'll do that. Slow day, I guess. Slow day, I guess. Neat. Neat.
Why is the cash register neat? I don't... Okay, I think this is actually a good place to stop, for the moment. Can we click on this guy ever? No, we're just gonna... He's a lovely, very, very beautiful fuchsia suit, though. So, yeah, I think I'm going to... I think this is a good place to stop. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to me babble, as always. I don't know. I have a lot of feelings about this game, and there's always a lot to talk about, in my opinion, and I hope it's not too boring for you guys. I hope it's actually interesting, and I hope that I'm making you see the game in different lights than you may have otherwise. I know it's kind of... I know if you're trying to get the experience for the first time, maybe it's not preferable that I'm talking about it as much as I am, but I am trying very hard not to be spoilery, so I hope it's still okay. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I can't wait to do the next part. and I'm glad. I really hope you guys are enjoying it, because I am really, really, really enjoying it. Anyways, see you next time. Bye!